Hi, Jeff here, SnirtStopper. Today we are going to be sealing up this big 50 by 18 hydro door. These big industrial hydro doors, you can see what happens with the factory seals. We have gaps down here that's letting the outside in. We have seals that aren't insulated, and then way on the top, it's not even sealed up at all. With SnirtStopper, it comes with a 25-year warranty to help to protect your area from the outside elements, and we keep them outside where they belong. Folks, we're going to get started. So sealing up your big industrial doors like your hydro doors, your bifold doors, there are two options. A lot of bifold and hydro doors have this weather stripping installed inside. On this client, it's pretty okay, it's good. So we're going to keep it. So what we're going to do is we'll use the side sealer over it, because remember, 2 layers are better than 1. And we're going to run this one here on this thread seam so we get a little bit more overlap, tighter seal for this client. Now, let's say on your bifold door or your hydro door, your weather stripping is really bad. If that's the case, then what we would do is we would use the original bottom sealer on the sides. We would take the flap without the loop, we would fasten that to the side just like that. And again, we probably would line it up like this here, so when the door closes, it has a nice seal. Here's what we're doing on this one, because of course it's all metal. We're pulling the screws out that hold the original weather stripping out. We're pulling those out. And then you can use an awl or a drill bit. We're kind of lining this up, and I'm pre-drilling through the Kevlar material. And then I have another person holding down tight, so we have a really nice tight seal. And you may need to adjust this once you put the bottom seal on. But what I like to do is on the inside here, I take a pencil and I kind of see where it goes, and I put a line here. Then I take my scissors and I trim that to approximate that angle. Put the screw in. And now we have one side done. Okay, so we finished this first side. Look at how nice seal that turned out. Follow the original seal. We have this extra, really nice and tight. If you go from the bottom all the way up, we just got a nice tight seal. On this client's door, we're keeping the original seals on. So what we're doing is I'm lining this thread on the inside of that original seal. Then we're using existing bolts to secure this to it. And then I'm using a short white screw in between just to really have a nice tight seal. So we'll go all the way down. Now here, when we get farther down here, as you can see, we will cut the SnirtStopper so it lines in right inside there. So we will not run it like this here. We'll take a 10 snips or a good scissors, and then we'll cut that. Well, we finished up the right side as standing inside the shed. As you can see, we used existing screws, and then we put the short white screws in between. So we have a nice, listen to how tight that is. Nice and tight. That means the door is going to be sealed to keep that snert out. Similar to bifold doors and hydro doors, it depends if you're sealing at the hinge and where the hinge is. On this door, we're going to use the original white bottom sealer. We're going to go self-tapping screws on the flap without the loop to have a nice seal up here. Right now, he has no seal, this client. And another reason we want to be able to use this is we want to go onto the frame when we install this, because as your door opens, it'll seal that corner much better. Now what we're going to do with these posts here, when we get to here, is we'll run the material right up to it, we'll cut it, and then we'll put a smaller material here so it doesn't get real too tight. So we're going to go like from here to that next anchor, we'll trim it, and then we'll put it underneath there and cut it there. That'll give us the best possible seal on this door. When installing the bottom seal on a hydro door, you're going to use the double XL. And that's because when you look, we have a 3-inch gap. The original, the XL is too small. You install it the same way. We're going to put screws every 6 inches. Depending on the bottom of your door, sometimes you can use just our self-tapping screws. Other times you may have to use some of those bigger self-tapping screws that we have with the hex hit on it. So with this one here on this door, how I'm going to start it out, we're going to install this one with the door closed at first, so we can get right into the corner, know where to position it, push it down, and then we'll raise it to do the rest. Now, you generally want to go every 6 inches, but because of how this door is finished, we're going to do a screw. We're going to go on the rib. That's about 7.5, 8 inches. And so forth. So we're going to go all the way here, and then we'll put a screw in between here to grab it there. Okay, so we got started on the ground on this door, and then we raised it up to finish the first, basically about every 12 inches of screw. So, and again, depending on how you want to line it up, how you need to line it up, you may start with the door open just like this here. So when we're done, we're going to go every rib and a few extra more screws. You know, these big shops, warehouses, they take a lot of energy to heat in the wintertime, energy to cool in the summertime. And we were able to stop snirts from happening. From the leaves, the dirt, the cold drafts, the snow, snirts happens. We stopped it again here because we know energy prices are not getting any cheaper. Doesn't matter if you're in a residential garage, a shop, or a warehouse. Snirts happening. Let's stop it for you.